There's a stranger in my house this summer day in 1975. He wasn't invited. I didn't even realize he was there until a Saturday afternoon when no one was at home with me. I discovered his presence when I heard his voice echo through the empty house. His name is Silence. He has slipped in sometime while my children were departing one by one into new lives of their own. Mike has married and is happily searching for feathers to line his own nest. Dee is 2½ years deep in the Air Force. Marianne is at Stephen F. Austin and not really ours anymore. Tom makes little noises in the house as he comes and goes to a junior college across town. On the day in question, he was off in Lubbock, where he'll soon be going to school. Helen was putting in one of her days at the baby factory, leaving me alone with a paintbrush and the pieces of furniture I was antiquing. When I first heard him whispering through the house, I tried to drown out the murmur by painting more loudly, to no avail. His nostalgic rustle was not to be stilled by a closed door or the dulcet tones of my favorite FM station, so I painted and listened. From the mute stillness of the boys' room, I heard his laughter, a discordant mixture of little boys giggling after bedtime, schoolboys cackling over their newly invented ancient jokes, and young men guffawing over stories shared in secret. From the privileged privacy of Marianne's room, his girlish voice tantalized me with reminders of my little princess grown to womanhood. Summoned by this kaleidoscope of forgotten sounds, fragments of past events exploded in brief starbursts of consciousness, quickly dimmed and were succeeded by others of contrasting moods. 8-year-old Mike, burr-headed, inquisitive, and periodically rebellious of parental rules. Stern, sharp words to bring him back on the track. An open-handed smack on his round bottom. Tears and the unbearable punishment of a few minutes of inactivity. Then a chastened cherub, brown eyes still sparkling with unblotted tears, crawling into my lap. "But you love me, don't you, Daddy?" Years later, a sunny late August day, a young man leaving home for far-off college. Halting words, searching for the proper tone of caution and assurance. Then the voice of a young man. "You don't have to preach, Dad. I heard what you and Mother have been saying." At dinner time long ago, 4 small heads bowed nose in plate. 7-year-old Dee mumbled through his turn at prayers. Big Brother's candid criticism. "I didn't understand what you said." The quick but tolerant reply. "I wasn't talking to you." Then the words of the man, now an elder in his chosen church, speaking with quiet sincerity of his commitment to God. A precious little girl, brown eyes a twinkle, an effervescent bundle of giggles, tending her dolls or tomboying in the yard with her brothers. "And what are you going to be when you grow up, sissy?" Brightly and confidently. "I'm going to be a mommy." Now a young woman, still animated, studying to help handicapped children. A young man in her life with whom she'll have 4 children. 2 of my own and 2 of someone else's. Tommy, a 1.5 years, squeezed tightly into Marianne's doll stroller. Squeals and shouts as Big Brother sends him careening off the end of the walk into the grassy yard where his vehicle inevitably rolls over and over, and Tommy loving every minute of it. Now, Tom squeezing into his Volkswagen and riding off to Lubbock where he'll go to architectural school. Nostalgic flashes of what was and what is now. For a moment I resent the hushed intrusion of the stranger and what he represents. Then more ordered reason tells me that this is what life is. No, Silence, your sounds are not hollow echoes of the past. They are living promises of the future. The voice of Silence softened. Then I will live with you in peace. And I quit trying to paint so loudly.